Good afternoon, I'm Graham Clark with Argo News. We've got a great show in store for you today. In today's show, we have stories featuring student success stories, campus changes, and events, and how members of the community are making a difference. All that and more on this edition of
Hello, I'm Sarah Richards.
And I'm Shannon Hemmings.
And this is Argo News. Are you interested in learning about one of the most prominent ancient cultures? Argo News reporter Christopher Thrasher can help you find out how.
Faculty from the University of West Florida History and Anthropology departments are hosting a special all-day event in the University of West Florida Library.
The planning for this started with Dr. Kilgrove, Christina Kilgrove in anthropology, and myself. We're the only two on campus who do anything concerned with the ancient world, and both of us, I teach a course on ancient Rome, and she, her own personal research is on late imperial skeletal remains. So today, about every half hour to hour, we have a presentation scheduled, and the students have each, they have a partner. Most of them are in groups of two. They have topics ranging from Roman luxury items, also the Roman military, Hadrian's Wall. We have a mini catapult. We have Roman dishes, Roman food. I spoke this morning on the Roman latrine, which was amazing for its time. The presenters are all students in my EUH 3411 class, upper level history class. It's called Rome in the Mediterranean World. So it's all Roman history from the beginning of the Republic through the Empire. Another thing that students did that I thought I'm really proud of is to try to dress as authentically as possible. Most of them made their costumes. They researched how they are, what would be more authentic. Many of them came very close, and I'm really proud of that. They did a good job. They also did a poster presentation. So one of the aims of this was that they produce a professional appearing poster to learn how to really present in a more professional manner. And they came through beautifully with all of that.
If you have an interest in the cultures of the past, the faculty and students at the University of West Florida are practicing quality scholarship in numerous fields. I'm Christopher Thrasher reporting for Argo News.
Recently, the Rape and Crisis Center received a stalking grant. This grant will help provide proper help for stalking victims. For more on the story, here is Argo News reporter Corinne Williams.
Stalking can be serious and often unreported. UWF and other local partners are teaming up with the Rape Crisis Center on ways to help these victims.
I'm an individual therapist at the Rape Crisis Center, and so my involvement with the Stalking Grant is part of my funding from my position comes in so I can do individual therapy with clients who are suffering from, for example, anxiety or PTSD resulting from the stalking incidents, but I'm also here to be an advocate for victims that have been stalked. So if they need to go to court or they need help filing any kind of legal documents, I can be there with them every step of the way. The Stalking Grant has been given to us so that we can reach out to community members, find out what their experiences have been like with stalking, also find out what their experiences have been like seeking help for stalking, and then what we're going to do is disseminate that information that we've gathered to our local representatives from law enforcement, the University of West Florida, Favor House of Northwest Florida, and figure out what it is that we can all do as a collaborative to better help victims of stalking. We have a survey that we've created on SurveyMonkey that's going to be available for people in the community to access online, so they could take that survey and we'll collect that data and disseminate that information to our local partners. That information that we gather from our survey is not necessarily going to be something that we're going to publish in the newspaper or kind of just like publicize. What we're really trying to do with that information is give it to our partners so that they can understand, number one, who is being stalked in our community, number two, how they can better serve their community, and number three, kind of identify any gaps of services. You know, what are they lacking? What could they do better? What have people's experiences been with working with them? Really giving them feedback about the work that they're doing. So this information is not necessarily for the public consumption. It's really so that we can better strategize and provide better services to our stalking victims.
The Stalking Grant is making way to help these victims in the best way possible. I'm Corinne Williams reporting for Argo News.
Would you like to brush up on your swimming skills before summer? Argo News reporter Najee Moye has a solution for you.
Have you ever wanted to take a nice refreshing dip in a pool but don't want to leave campus?
Well, lap swimming usually from about 11 to 7 p.m. and we have a dry sauna and a hot tub, and the locker room has hot showers. Yeah, I used to swim with the GPAC, Greater Pensacola Aquatic Club. I swam there for about 4.5 years. It's pretty good. The coaches are great. They'll train you, they'll teach you how to swim, and they'll get your body in shape. And it's for the teams we have here, we just teach the high school kids, so 9th grade to 12th grade, but at Pensacola State College Pool, we have anywhere from kids that are just learning how to swim, I guess like 10 years old, up to like the 8th grade, and then when they go into high school, they come over here. You know, it's pretty good. A nice boss, you know, well paid, I guess, and I get to swim whenever I want, so it's pretty good. Well, it's pretty funky. We just, the swim team just got done with their season, so right now we'll be open 11 a.m. to, let's see, Monday through Friday is 11 a.m. to 8:45 p.m. and then the weekends it's 12:45 to 6:45.
If you want to find out more information about UWF's Aquatic Center, you can go to uwf.edu/recreation/aquatics. I'm Najee Moye reporting for Argo News.
Are you looking for something tasty and delicious, but healthy as well? Argo News reporter Janelle has more on the story.
What's that smell? It smells like something wonderful and new on campus. I wonder what it could be.
My position at Sushi with Gusto is I go all over the country as a sales executive, and my main objective is to look for locations for our company to provide our concept. People think that sushi means raw fish. Sushi doesn't mean raw fish. Sushi means seasoned rice. Sushi. Sashimi is raw fish. Your chef is Chef Ye. He's from Burma, and he's a trained sushi chef. We actually have a training school that we provide at that they have to go through. So we like to try to create a nice little hangout for the students to be able to come and have fresh sushi, and at the same time provide our sushi in other parts of the campus as well. You know, we'll keep sushi stocked at the Papa John's location, the College of Engineering, the College of Business, so to make it convenient. All those locations, those outtake areas, are fresh sushi. We're open Monday through Friday here from 10 to 4, 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Obviously, we understand that there's a lot of need for students that might be working late, studying late, might have late classes. So we want to be able to provide sushi for them for those times.
Come out and enjoy some fresh sushi today at Sushi with Gusto. It's in Building 86, the College Professional Studies building, where they say all sushi is not created equal. I'm Jenna Lamy reporting for Argo News.
Are you one of those people that have played sports all your life and miss playing now that you're in college?
Then Argo News reporter Lauren Tannenbaum has the perfect opportunity for you to take advantage of.
If you love playing sports, then Intramurals is perfect for you.
Well, in the fall we have volleyball and flag football. Volleyball's first and then flag second. And then in the spring we have basketball and then soccer. My favorite season is kind of in the middle. I like flag football and I love basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. And then flag football, I like being out in the cold and playing and meeting new people. The most popular is definitely flag football. We have over 200 to 500 participants play every year, no matter how school's doing, how many people come to school. I think it's really big here because football in general is known in the United States, so like boys and girls love to play, and we have traveling teams here. We have the Lady Argos and the Argo Hot Rolls. They always travel, they go to different schools, and I think because of them, they bring more people here to play. My favorite part about working with Intramurals is the people. I mean, we're a big family, so everyone has each other's back. And then, as I said, I think it's more of a family environment and learning how people act in like different ethnicities, different backgrounds, and where people come from. I think that's one of my favorite parts, is to learn. Like, you just always grow. And I think this is a big stress relief. I think people focus so much on school and work that this is an outlet for a lot of people to like just let loose and have fun.
For more information, go to uwf.edu/intramurals. I'm Lauren Tannenbaum reporting for Argo News.
Most people may not know what the Peace Corps strives to do, but Argo News reporter Savannah Taylor has information that might encourage you to check it out.
Have you been wanting to make a difference in the world? Well, here's your opportunity.
Peace Corps was founded in 1961 by President Kennedy, so it's a government organization, and our primary focus is on international development. We work in 6 primary areas: agriculture, environment, youth and community development, health, business, and education. And we help the communities in overseas countries get their needs for trained men and women by sending college graduates, individuals with professional experience overseas, so that they can help with that sustainable development. Some volunteers might see the actual impact of their volunteer work right then and there if they're working on helping create a new classroom, so you can actually see a tangible outcome of your work.
Unique benefits of Peace Corps are so profound that you've got personal rewards, you've got professional rewards, and in doing all that, you get to give back and help a community reach their development goals. So, I mean, it's win-win-win. Any 4-year degree will help you be competitive for the program. If it is a direct match to one of those 6 areas I mentioned, then that will help us see which area you can segue into. Otherwise, if it's a more basic general degree, psychology, anthropology, that doesn't have a direct match with the 6 project sectors, we encourage people who are interested in just serving, giving back, to get a volunteer experience in English teaching or health outreach, because those are the 2 most requested programs from our host countries. The application process is online. Someone doesn't have to contact a recruiter. You don't have to go into an office and speak to a recruiter to sign you up. It's really just your own motivation of doing it, creating that username and password, working through the application as you have time. And once it's submitted, then we actually assign you to a recruiter, and the recruiter is going to help you get through the process, through the interview stages. If you're interested, log on to peacecorps.gov for more information. I'm Savannah Taylor reporting for Argo News.
Firefighters do so much for us, but how much do we know about them? Argo News reporter Daniel Lynham has more on the story.
Burning buildings, saving cats, all in a day's work.
Yeah, it's definitely not a normal desk job. Well, for me, it's, it's something new every day. It's not the same thing. You hear a lot of people go to their jobs and they complain doing the same thing, 9 to 5, get the 8:30, the 2:30 feeling and stuff like that. And then also, you get a chance to help people who can't help themselves. Every time we get a call and we go to someone's residence, or business for that matter, they're usually having a bad day. We work 24-hour shifts and we're off for 48. And that, depending on if we have overtime or anything like that, but the shift normally run 24 hours on and 48 hours off. First things first, you have to finish high school. Once you go through that, like I said, we have a certification course that we go through. Some of them run a little bit longer than the others. The one I went through ran 6 months. You do that and you get certified. Once you pass that certification though and you get on, you still have to constantly train because there's a new situation that you come across every day. So it's never, you stop learning once you get your certification, you just continue to learn, but you're certified to do such. Kind of like a doctor who practices medicine. Well, they go to school and they get all the degrees and everything they need, but still after that it's constant learning because you never know what you're gonna run into. Our department is real big on volunteering and stuff like that in the community. So it's quite a few people out there doing different things that you wouldn't know they were firemen unless they told you.
Every day is a new experience. Along with constant learning and contributing to your community, what's there not to like about being a firefighter? I'm Daniel Lynham reporting for Argo News.
UWF is filled with numerous opportunities for students to gain experience outside of the classroom. Here's Argo News reporter Joanne Braxton with more on the story.
This year, one of UWF's student pianists has been invited to experience the chance of a lifetime. That chance is to play at New York City's Carnegie Hall.
I started playing the piano when I was 3 years old. My dad taught me how to play. We started playing a lot of jazz and a lot of blues, and kind of just stuck with me since then. Eventually I gave my first concert when I was like 7 years old and stuff, and it's just been a part of me ever since. There's a competition that was an online competition called the American Protege International Competition. Basically, I just submitted a piece and they liked it, and that's where I was one of the winners selected to go play at Carnegie. Well, it's a dream come true, really. Like, I just never thought I'd ever get there. Like, I had a few chances to be in New York, but I'd never been in that hall before until I wanted to play there. So I was just looking forward to like having part of the legacy of everybody being on that stage. It's just going to be really cool. I hope it definitely opens up a lot of doors and helps me get to keep continuing finishing my degree and helps me get performance opportunities in the future. So I'm just hoping for the best. If it wasn't for my teachers, I probably would have given up or quit a long time ago. You know, it's thanks to those people like that, that makes it all worthwhile and just keeps me going. So if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I'll still be doing what I am doing now. It's really cool, like when you work, you spend half your life and half the day just working on a piece of music, and then that moment when you go share it with other people, that's what it's all about. Yeah.
This goes to show that anything's possible as long as you set your mind to it and never give up. I'm Joanne Broxson reporting for Argo News.
Want to find a fun and unique way to enhance your fitness? Argo News reporter Nicole Campbell has more on the story.
Looking for a way to get some weight off your shoulders?
CrossFit is different because it defines fitness differently than most other programming out there. You know, a lot of people think that you're fit if you can run a marathon, or that you're fit if you're strong. But we combine all 10 aspects of physical fitness and combine them into one program, this hybrid, so that you get hit from all angles of fitness, and not just strength and not just cardiovascular endurance, but also stamina, speed, power. And also we put that in like such a variety that it's new every day. You're not doing the same thing week after week or day after day. And it's an environment of camaraderie and community. So people are coming in, sweating together, doing the same thing. And kind of like in a boot camp, but in boot camp a lot of times you only get body weight workouts and stuff like that. We've got heavy lifting combined with some boot camp style training that is appealing to, maybe not so appealing to everybody, but there's a little bit for everybody in it. So I decided to switch from personal training to using CrossFit as my career, because one day I was working out with Chad and class got busy, so I jumped in and started training with him, and it just hit me that it would be so much more beneficial in this kind of environment than what I was currently doing. I was lucky to see my clients at a personal training facility 30 minutes per week, and for the same cost per month, I could see them every day at CrossFit. Right. And so they would get more out of it, and I would get to see them more regularly and have a little bit more accountability for them. So any workout that we do can be scaled down to the basic beginner, somebody who's never set foot in a gym or even done more than walk 400 meters. Or we can ramp it up for the elite athlete. And so it's for anybody.
So come on out and try a CrossFit workout for yourself. I'm Nicole Campbell reporting for Argo News.
The seasons are changing and the grass around campus is getting greener. Argo News reporter Seth Patterson has more on the event that will make you want to enjoy what our region has to offer.
These greens may be empty now, but just wait until UWF's spring celebration kicks off.
Come be a part of Pensacola's rich history and diverse culture by experiencing a fine art show, handmade crafts, live performances, a book sale, and food. Events of this year's festival will be taking place throughout campus as seen on this map, with most activity around the University Commons and library. This year, some things have changed.
We've combined arts and crafts this year into one large group. We used to separate them out into two, but this year we're just trying it out and putting them all together in a mixed group so everyone can just kind of come through and see what's there. We'll have a canine arena with dog agility, dog fly ball. We'll also have a green trading post, which features a lot of green products and green services that are provided in our region. I want to make sure everybody knows about the Children's Fair. That's going to take place Saturday only, and it takes place from about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It's pretty tight. It's all free for all kids to come out and see.
Throughout the festival, there will be live performances from Aubrey Wallette, Branded X, Fatty Waters, and many UWF groups. In the arts and crafts area, there will also be a blacksmith on site with a workshop on wheels where he will be crafting metals alongside the arts and crafts, with other attractions ranging from a Ford Model A car show to demonstrations from the Naval Aviation Museum to the Time Portal to the Future. There is something for everyone.
The dates are Friday, April 4th from approximately 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. and then on Saturday, April 5th from about 10 a.m. until about 5 p.m. with a few items taking place afterwards and off the green.
For more information about UWF's Festival on the Green, be sure to check out www.uwf.edu/festival. And that's the way the Argonauts celebrate. This is Seth Patterson reporting for Argo News.
One of our reporters got a chance to sit down with a local band that is on the rise here in Pensacola. Here is Argo News reporter Sarah Richards with Honeygun.
Honeygun's hour-long studio amp session is still on rotation on PBS. I had to come out here to the beach to see what they're all about.
Honeygun doesn't so much fit into one genre, it's more classified as kind of experiment. All of us got together and said, what can we do? So we have some rock elements, we have elements of some progressive styles of rock, we have some jazz influence. I know jazz is kind of a buzzword in the musician world, but we're not jazz. We have a lot of different elements coming together, from the harder rock styles to alternative to the classic rock. All of us in the band bring different influences to our sound, so when we're writing, you never really know what's going to come out. It's one of the joys of being in this band is it never gets boring. There's always something new going on, always something fresh.
Well, we kind of chose the name because we all like it, and it doesn't really mean anything in particular. It's kind of, you know, something nice and something aggressive, and it's something we can relate to both musically and personally. All we really want from Honeygun is to be able to play our music, you know, and to be able to afford to be able to create and perform our music for people, you know. We want to see how far we can take this.
Honeygun is scheduled to play at Sluggo's Vegetarian Restaurant, Bar, and Venue on Saturday, April the 5th. I know that I'm going to get there pretty early. I'm Sarah Richards reporting for Argo News.
Pensacola has a rich historical background.
Argo News reporter James Miles went to Fort Pickens seeking the past.
Florida Public Archaeology Network provides many excursions where you can learn about Pensacola's past while getting in a workout.
Sure, well today we're doing our kind of biannual program called Tour de Fort, and it's basically a bicycling tour around the Gulf Islands National Seashore, Fort Pickens area of different archaeological sites that are here at this amazing park. We will visit one site where we actually go there, and that's the Presidio, the Spanish Presidio that was once on Pensacola Beach or Santa Rosa Island in the early 1700s. But we will also look at a couple underwater sites looking from the land, and those one is a ship that wrecked in the 1900s called the Catherine, and another one which was a Spanish warship that sank in 1705 called Rosario. That's out in the bay. Yeah, at the Presidio, when they excavated that in the 90s and in the early 2000s, they found a lot of what was left of the Presidio. You know, it had been destroyed by a hurricane, so most of what they find there would be just the remains, the remnants of the building structure itself. So they'd find things like fasteners, nails, and a lot of ceramics too, olive jar sherds, and many different other types of ceramics as well. Typically things that people would have left behind or disposed of. Now, generally we do about it twice a year. It kind of depends on what the Gulf Islands National Seashore schedule is like, and so we always try to partner with them on this program. It's great to have a ranger out there with us. we can talk about the archaeology, and they're quite knowledgeable about the archaeology, but also the history and the ecology of the area. So it's a good partnership, and we're able to cover a lot of material that way.
When it comes to our past, there's always more to learn. I'm James Miles reporting for Argo News.
If you go to basketball games, chances are you've heard the pep band. With more is reporter Graham Clark.
Do you like sports and music? Well, the pep band might be for you.
It's a volunteer organization that the players get paid when they perform. So I take care of that and scheduling when we're going to perform and what kind of a rehearsal schedule that we have. Well, the pep band isn't made for football. It's made for basically basketball is the primary thing, but we do some volleyball and some soccer. But when football comes, a marching band should be the kind of band that supports that. It's a much bigger group. It's made to be performed outside. It's made to move around. The pep band, when we perform at a, say, basketball game, has about 22 players. Marching band should have about 200. If people have to work, or if people have classes, or there's a combination of things that they have to do, we rotate people in and out so people can continue to be the student that they are and also support the university and the athletics the way that it needs to. We have 2 conductors, and both of the conductors are actually former students who are actually music educators that teach in the local area, in the local schools. So they're music professionals, but they're graduates of UWF. Most places have a band that's actually a class, and we're working towards that, but we didn't really have the infrastructure to support that initially. I think that's primarily the biggest difference. Everything that's related to football and university things, it's funding issues, and I think I'd like to make the transition from just having a pep band to having a full complement of athletic bands, which would be marching band and basically pep band. So it would be nice to have more than 23, but if it goes to a class, then we won't be paying most likely for the players. So we'll see how that transition goes. It's still a little sketchy, but we'll still be playing at the games.
If you would like to join the pep band, email Dr. Joseph Spagnola. I'm Graham Clark reporting for Argo News.
A local Pensacola man is diving right into the movie-making business. Argo News reporter Max Nasity has more on the story.
Have you ever wanted to make movies for your job? One local Pensacola man is doing just that.
If you want to get into film production, learn, work at any job that you can learn project management. It doesn't have to be in Hollywood, it doesn't have to be anything like that, because that's really what production is. If you can learn how to effectively manage a team, plan for something to happen, and problem solve when those things don't happen the way they're supposed to, well, that's how you produce a movie. And there's the creative side to it that you have to make sure that you're on the same page as the writer, make sure that you're on the same page as the director going into it, and that definitely helps. But there's there's creative and non-creative producers out there. If you don't find yourself creative, get a creative partner. I mean, that's what a lot of them do. And really, if you can do project management and you can do it well, then just start producing movies. Start producing movies that cost $10 to make. Get your friends together, get some cameras together. Learn those pitfalls, because you're going to learn so much more through doing than you ever will through reading about it. Not that reading's not important. I mean, let me tell you, I learned an incredible amount through reading, but doing it is where you get the muscle memory. Doing it is where you get, so the next time you come across that problem, you're like, oh, I remember what happened last time I came across this. You can tell these great stories, and you can do them, at so many different budget levels and stuff like that, and that you don't have to necessarily have, giant special effects. You don't have to have stuff like that. You can tell a great story that's very engrossing and is going to connect with the viewer.
If you have the passion, learn a lot, and have some luck, then maybe you too can work in movies. I'm Max Nasity reporting for Argo News.
If you're worried about finding a job right out of college, Argo News reporter Rebecca Bartley has found a way to help you out.
There are several steps you'll need to take when planning your career.
I think a couple of the really important things are that you prepare. Prepare being that you research the company that you're interviewing with, that you do as much as you can, and certainly in our information age today, you find out the officers of the company, you find out what the company does, where it's located, some of the unique things about the company, its culture, some of the things it does, like maybe stewardship and community, things that you could relate to with the person that you're interviewing with, so that they think that you're interested in the company and that you've done your homework.
Well, I had quite a few interviews while I was at school with companies coming to the school, and I wasn't having very much success in getting job offers. So I had gone out and spent some time with a good friend of my dad's who really took me, we went outside, we sat on a bench, and we really talked about what employers might be looking for. And what they shared with me, both businessmen, and I was looking to get into the business field, was that companies were really looking for someone who had confidence, someone who could communicate, express the things that were important to them, and again, with confidence about their abilities and the things that they had experienced, and how they could take what they had done and kind of apply it to the work experience, even though it might have been waitressing or working at a store doing bookkeeping. How could you take those skills that you learned interfacing with customers and apply that to the business world? And that was really helpful to help increase the confidence that I had as I went into interviews. And actually, I had 3 interviews after that time with those mentors, and I did call them after that too, and I got offers on all 3 of those right after college.
You don't need to find your career alone. I'm Rebecca Bartley reporting for Argo News.
Sarah, are you ready for beach season? Are you ready to put on your best bikini?
I'm not. I have not been working out. But are you ready for a bikini competition? Argo News reporter Jordan Janelle has more on the story.
I do when I hit a pose.
Kelsey Brown isn't just working out, she's working out with a goal.
I decided if there was ever a day I stopped playing basketball that I would do a bikini contest. It was kind of a joke, and then when I stopped playing basketball, I was like, maybe I should do this. You know, it's something I love to work out regardless, so it's fun to go into the gym and have like a goal that I'm trying to reach and not just working out to work out. The biggest benefit was definitely just self-confidence. You know, you get to see the progress that you made yourself. You know, it's not a team effort besides my trainer, of course, who's helping me, but besides that, you know, it all reflects the hard work I put in and my dedication and motivation, sticking to my diet and my workout. You know, that's all a reflection of what I'm doing, so it's very rewarding. I would love to win, of course, who doesn't, but I know that no matter what, I'm going to go in there happy and satisfied with the package that I personally brought for my first show, and hopefully there will be many more to come, and hopefully I win.
Her diet is basically a carb cycle. She has days where she's higher in carbohydrates and lower in carbohydrates. All the carbohydrates that she consumes are low glycemic carbohydrates, so things that are going to be more whole grains and things like that. And it's also gluten-free. Doing a bikini competition, so things they're going to look at are her shoulders, her abs, her glutes, hamstrings and quads and things like that. So we've done a lot of work on her glutes and her hamstrings, her legs, to bring those up. And really bring some muscle to those lower bodies, because that's what she's going to be judged on a lot. Also, kind of broaden up the chest a little bit. Still keeping it feminine, not too big or anything, but just to get a little bit more muscle tone in there. Is that what we wanted? She's improved in so many different areas that it's hard to pinpoint one specific area. And it's not just me saying this, I'm not biased. Like, I know even people coming like her from me are saying like, oh man, I saw Kelsey the other day, she's looking awesome, or people in her class are talking about her and stuff like that. And it's come to the point where when she walks in the gym, people notice that she's here.
Looks like she's giving Bikini Body Ready a brand new meaning. I'm Jordan Grinnell with Argo News.
And that's it for this week's show. From all of us here at Argo News, we thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you next week. Good.